red carpet that steals the show. IQIYI's red carpet that night was like a sea of light, filled with fans' shouts, camera flashes, and the smiles of celebrities who came in their best looks. I stood in the media-only area, close enough to see every detail. The atmosphere that was originally crowded suddenly changed when a black car stopped right in front of the red carpet. The door opened, and from the inside came such a familiar figure. Dylan Wang, in a classic black suit combined with an elegant bow tie. Her hair is neatly styled, but still leaves a little casual impression that makes her look charming. The look in his eyes was sharp, yet his smile was warm, making everyone who saw him spontaneously cheer up. However, the cheers only intensified when from the other side appeared an elegant woman in a sparkling white dress. Bai Lu. The dress is simple but elegant, revealing the beautiful silhouette of her body without exaggeration. Her long hair is gently styled, allowed to fall naturally on the shoulders. His smile, that smile was able to make the originally cold night air feel warm for a moment. I could feel the different energies in the air as the two stood side by side. Dylan reflexively offered his arm, and Bai Lu accepted it graciously. They walked together on the red carpet, as if the world around them is just extras. "Geez, they look like a couple from a romantic drama," whispered a journalist beside me. I can only nod, because that's how I feel too. A look that cannot be hidden. Throughout the red carpet, I watched closely how the two interacted. Dylan, with a gentleman's attitude, several times made sure Bai Lu's steps remained comfortable, especially when her long dress was almost making it difficult. There was a small moment when Bai Lu tripped over the hem of her dress a little, and Dylan deftly held her arm so as not to fall. The camera captured the moment, and I knew it would go viral the next day. What caught my attention the most was not only Dylan's polite gestures, but also the look in his eyes. Every time he turned to Bai Lu, there was something hard to explain, like genuine admiration, a mixture of pride and warmth that an actor of his caliber could rarely hide. And Bai Lu. He also looks comfortable, even occasionally throwing a little smile just for Dylan. It was as if they had a secret language that only two aligned hearts understood. Sitting side by side in the award hall. When entering the main room, the two are placed side by side. I could see clearly from his media chair. While television cameras often turn to the stage or other guests, I chose to focus on observing their interactions. In between events, when the camera's spotlight was not so focused, Dylan several times lowered his head slightly to speak to Bai Lu. I don't know what they were talking about, but every time Dylan said something, Bai Lu always chuckled a little, covering her mouth with her hand. The laughter was sincere, light, and clearly made the atmosphere between them even warmer. There is also a moment when the room lights are dimmed for a musical performance. I noticed how Dylan naturally shifted his seat slightly to get closer to Bai Lu, making sure he still felt comfortable. Small, simple, but very meaningful. A heartwarming announcement. The night was full of surprises, but the highlight was when the Best Actor category was announced. Everyone held their breath, and I felt the tension. Big names were mentioned, but my eyes were only on Dylan Wang. And when the name Dylan Wang was mentioned as the winner, the room was immediately filled with lively cheers. Fans screamed hysterically, applause thundered, and Dylan stood with a surprised face mixed with emotion. However, what made my chest tremble was the moment after. Dylan turned to Bai Lu first, as if seeking his blessing and sharing his happiness with her. Bai Lu smiled broadly, her eyes sparkling with pride, and gave a soft pat on her hand before Dylan stepped onto the stage. I could see how Dylan's eyes were so alive, full of emotion. He walked to the stage, received the trophy, and delivered a speech full of gratitude. However, in the middle of his speech, Dylan slipped a sentence that left everyone speechless for a moment. "Thank you to everyone who has always supported me. And in particular, someone who was always by my side tonight, who made my journey feel so much more meaningful." The television camera instantly panned Bai Lu. His face was a little red, but he still smiled gracefully. The room seemed to rumble with speculation, and I knew that tomorrow's media would be full of headlines about Dylan's remarks. Bai Lu and unexpected awards. Not only Dylan, but that night also brought a surprise for Bai Lu. She was announced as one of the winners of the Popular Actress Award. When his name was called, Dylan was the first to stand up and give the loudest applause. Even had time to stand up to give him away. Bai Lu took to the stage in her sparkling white dress under the searchlights. The smile is wide, the eyes are slightly glazed. He spoke in a soft but emotional voice. Thank you to everyone who believed in me. And to someone who was here tonight, who made me always dare to go further. This time, the camera turned to Dylan. He smiled, looked down slightly, as if he was hiding a sense of pride and overflowing happiness. The moment, for anyone who witnessed it in person, was clearly more than a formality of appreciation. There was a real feeling between them, a feeling that no big stage could hide. When the official event was over, the atmosphere was still crowded with celebrities taking pictures and congratulating each other. However, I noticed how Dylan and Bai Lu kept walking together, as if they didn't want to be apart even for a moment. Backstage, I saw Dylan bring Bai Lu a bottle of water. He made sure Bai Lu was okay after going through quite a tiring moment. Bai Lu was seen replying to him with a sweet smile and a thank you. There was one little moment that was not caught on television cameras, but was clearly recorded in my memory. As they walked towards the car, Dylan naturally grabbed Bai Lu's hand, grasping it for a moment before releasing it again when he realized there were many eyes looking. It was just a brief second, but enough to make me believe that their evening together was not just a formality of the event. As someone who witnessed the night firsthand, I can say one thing with confidence. The IQIYI night was not just about appreciation, but about the story of two hearts supporting each other. Dylan Wang and Bai Lu not only won awards as actors and actresses, but also won the hearts of everyone who believes in the power of sincere love. Their chemistry feels real, full of harmony, and romantic in every little detail that often escapes the camera. And for me, the lucky one who was able to witness all of that, that night was proof that love can come in the most beautiful way. Silent, simple, yet soul-stirring.